Tossing aside all of the back and forth regarding the confusion on if this was even a real map to begin with, I have only one question now that the dust has settled with everything in this patch. How the hell was it allowed for this Fallen Refuge map to spawn with such an egregious 3-gen? Sure, 3-genning has been soothed somewhat with the limits to regression events for generators, but the 3-gen setup on this map is so extreme that I just don't find it excusable. Here is a quick example from a custom match to show where and how this 3-gen spawns. Essentially what happens is there's a guaranteed generator spawn in the Walking Dead tile, and then nearby there will be another generator that spawns towards the corner of the map. These two gens always spawn very close to each other, and then all it takes is for one more generator to spawn close enough to one of those two to form a small triangle, which is actually not that uncommon to see happen, as this 3-gen triangle spawned at least 2 out of the 5 times I created a custom match for this map. Here's an example of a real survivor match I had, which is when I initially realized how bad this 3-gen setup is. Luckily, this clown wasn't able to defend it very well, but that's beside the point. So as you see, I'm basically hooked right in the middle of this 3-gen triangle. The generator that's towards the corner is to my right of the hook I'm on. And then when you look directly at the Walking Dead tile to my left, there's a generator towards the upper right. And then there's also the generator in the Walking Dead tile as well. So that right there makes the triangle, and it is very nasty because a killer can just basically stand right where I'm hooked or maybe a little bit closer towards the Walking Dead tile, and they can watch all 3 generators. And I mean, certain killers can have a very nasty time with this. This 3-gen setup is hands down one of the worst 3-gens, if not the worst, I've ever personally seen. Now, as alluded to earlier, one factor that is contributing to this 3-gen setup is the guaranteed generator spawn in the Walking Dead tile. This generator is conveniently tied to an achievement in-game, which explains why it always spawns there. And while I was editing this video, I realized that the generator completion achievement says, complete the generator at the Fallen Refuge and escape. And I feel like that's weirdly worded because usually the generator completion achievements for other maps are specific to the main building. They usually say inside the building or by the building, whatever it is. So I just feel like this was a little weirdly worded with at the Fallen Refuge, because I guess that means that the tile itself is called the Fallen Refuge. So I guess that's good to know why the map is called that. All of this just feels very weirdly worded to me, but that's just my opinion. But one would think that because of this guaranteed generator spawn, that the other generators that can spawn pretty close to it shouldn't be coded to spawn in such a nasty 3-gen setup. But I guess the RNG wasn't factored in correctly or something. I honestly don't know anymore. Overall, this map and patch has been a complete mess since the PTB, and this 3-gen is just icing on the cake at this point. Perhaps this will get fixed, but I'm not counting on it anytime soon, because there's already a long list of other bugs and glitches that should probably be prioritized over this. So in the meantime, good luck to anybody who gets this map, and I hope you're able to break the 3-gen, because if the killer knows what they're doing, this will be a complete nightmare to deal with. But that's all I have for now. Thanks for watching.